I'm Melike Yildirim, and in the following I'm going to represent about the aesthetic in postmodern architecture. Here's the table of contents. First of all, the definition of aesthetics. Aesthetics is defined as a branch of philosophy dealing with the nature of beauty, art, and taste, and with the creation and appreciation of beauty, and a particular theory or conception of beauty or art, a particular taste for or approach to what is pleasing to the senses and especially sight. Furthermore, it is not only something regarded as beautiful, but it may also refer to something sublime, disgusting, funny, silly, entertaining, pretentious, etc. And it is affected by the multisensory factors. The aesthetics of a building is an element of architecture also. It is affected by the shape, size, texture, color, balance, unity, movement, and etc. Here we can see the elements and the principles of design. Now, the definition of beauty. Beauty. The quality present in a thing or person that gives intense pleasure or deep satisfaction to the mind, whether arising from sensory manifestation, a meaningful design or pattern, or something else. It is a characteristic of a person, a place, an object, or an idea. It provides perceptual experience of pleasure, meaning, and satisfaction, and it is subjective in nature. Now we are coming to general information about postmodernism. First of all, I want to quote Robert Ventury, who is a famous architect in postmodernism. Less is more. What do we mean with this? We will find out later. Postmodernism was emerged in late 1960s, and it was a reaction against modernism, which was really rigid and simple, and it was also against the functional design and the uniformity, the lack of local and cultural context. And Le Corbusier and Mies van der Rohe said even it's that modernism, not postmodernism, was too bleak, formal, and austere, and there was a failure of building materials. So postmodernism emerged. It has mostly ancient and historical elements. It is also influenced by local conditions of the neighborhood and public. We will see this also later in some examples and case studies. It is playful, symbolic, and it has techniques such as shape, colors, and trompe-l'œil, which is French and means fool the eye. So an illusion of reality. Elements and structural forms, as already said, are borrowed from classical architecture until modern design. So everything is mixed. It is highly decorative, whimsical, and kitsch aesthetic, and we have form over function. This is important. After a long time, we have form over function, and we have also metaphoric nature. Postmodernism is criticized as being ugly, superficial, and derivative. Moreover, it's quoting from the past architectural styles and it is mixing them, and it is sensitive to the context. Leading architects are Philip Johnson, Charles Moore, Frank Gehry, Michael Graves, Terry Farrell, and James Sterling. The key characteristics of postmodern architecture are that this style is a mishmash of architectural styles and periods. We can see sculptural forms and bright colors, sometimes ceramic tiles or even colored glass. We have free uses of classical ornamental details from past architectural movements, which is often mixed and matched in unconventional ways. A lot of abstraction, playfulness, whimsy, humor, irony, the trompe-l'œil, and rule-breaking forms, which was, as already mentioned, against the modernism. Aesthetic and beauty in postmodernism. Aesthetic philosophy behind postmodern architecture. Here we encourage creativity, we stray from rigid rules of the modernism. We are mixing architectural motifs and elements, and the local history is honored, so there is a unique appearance. Because it will not fully be integrated with the surrounding. The beauty in postmodern architecture is that we have contradictions of all movements before. So it's something very new. We have asymmetry and humor, which is reaching the extremes of what a building can look like. We have fragmentations, but still everything is connected as one building. And the complexity is what makes it also beautiful in colors, textures, shapes, and themes. We do pretty much whatever we want to do. This is what Philip Johnson said. The architectural characteristics of postmodernism. As already mentioned, colored glass, ceramic tiles, stones on exterior. We have bold primary colors and metallics for interior. We break up large commercial buildings into different and smaller structures by meaning and function. We mix different building materials and we vary with the height. We have distressed textures, layering of textures, asymmetry. There's a lot of play with lines and shapes and odd angles and ambiguous shapes. And there's a comp humor, which means that something is made on purpose so badly that it is actually good. Here we have some case studies. I want to start with Vanna Venturi in Philadelphia, USA. This is the first example of postmodern architecture by Robert Venturi. The most important things here are, which also makes this beautiful in postmodernism, that we don't have a flat roof, we have a pitched roof. We have a broken gable and ornamental features, and of course, again, historic architectural details. Because it signifies a child's drawing. It has also a symbolic value. We have an arch over the front doorway and ornamentations. Piazza d'Italia in New Orleans, USA again. It is made by Charles Moore. We have a memorial and public space. It is poor kitsch, which is regarded as beautiful in postmodernism. Also the brightly colors and of course the ornaments with the classical orders. Furthermore, it is very textured. We have a lot of different textures. We have plays of light and shadow, and it's poking fun at modernist orthodoxy. It is cartoonish and We have also references to Italian culture again. The Neue Staatsgalerie in Stuttgart, Germany. It is made by James Stirling, Michael Wilford, and Associates. We have modernist elements with classicism mixed. We have on the one side warm and natural elements, and in contrast we have industrial pieces with very vibrant colors, which makes this building beautiful. As I said, the colors and the over proportioned steel elements, also the neoclassical elements, and especially the use and the contrast of the colors. The Portland building, which was made by Michael Graves. Here, the beauty of postmodernism is the cheerful and monumental design. Of course, it is highly abstracted in classical elements such as columns, pediments, and a lot of other things, such as the teal-colored podium at the entrance level. We are having a human scale, so the anthropomorphic orders. Then we have an hybrid language. This means a lot of mixture of styles and unusual decorative design. It is called as a big boxy building, which was tried to break down the mess with decorative elements. And the materials are common in historic buildings in Portland, which makes it beautiful for postmodernism again, which was mentioned already before, to the local history and local elements and materials, and of course the cartoonish and radical look. I have no requirements for a style of architecture. This is what Michael Graves said. Now, I want to sum up the aesthetic characteristics of postmodernism. It is very different of all standards so far. We have no rigid still rules. We borrow historical motifs and mix it with others, such as modern elements. It is unique and we have asymmetry. We can see a lot of humor and irony, bright colors, various textures and materials, extraordinary shapes, and we have a lot of themes and symbolic meanings. I want to thank you for your attention.